Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Joseph straight in. I should really get rid of that picture now, shouldn't we? Because it's we'll keep it up just for tonight. Anyway, our Celtic dragging their heels. We do have a game coming up. It's been confirmed who we've got in the Champions League, and it's all fine that way. But in other parts of Celtic news, Celtic have announced today that the tickets are on sale for the Premier Sports Cup game against Falkirk. Yes, remember the game last year against Falkirk. It was Brendan Rodgers put out a load of subs that didn't manage to do the game and then brought in the first team players. Season ticket holders have been told that they can buy the tickets. The game that is on the Friday night, August the 4th, August the 15th, it's August the 4th today, Baz. It's a 7:45 kickoff. Celtic are looking to retain the trophy and keep us on a positive start to the season. Yeah, let's just hope we do that. Tickets for the match are on sale for between now for season ticket holders. They have until Monday, the 11th of August, 9 a.m, to secure their seats. If you're on the home ticket scheme, you know that the money's coming out your bank quite soon. Celtic are good at that, aren't they? I've got to admit, it's Celtic own you at this time of the season, don't they? Anyway, the shock is the fact that adult tickets are going to be £25. £25. Concessions £17. Under 13s £12. Season ticket holders who are located the same seat will get their season ticket activated for the match to get your ticket. Alternative seat purchase may provide a different ticket. If you're in section 111, your tickets are unavailable. If you're in section 111, because you're going to be relocated. You'll be relocated to an alternative seat. Those not in the home ticket cup scheme can purchase a ticket from 10 a.m. On Monday the 11th. There is also a £1.50 booking fee for this fixture. Fucking... You're doing it online. Do you know what I mean? Ticketmaster just rip the shit out of fans, don't they? Completely just rip the actual... Money came out today. That's how quick Celtic are, isn't it, Chris? The money's out already for that game. Yeah, unbelievable. Good evening, Lorna. How are you this evening? Evening, Baz and the Baz Brigade. That's a good one. Paul Baird's in the house. Hail, hail, comrades. Boyfriend Benny Offa. He said it's the best draw we could have hoped for. I think it is. I think that we'll go into the game confident. We'll be watching with interest this week to see, and let's just hope it's Bratislava that go through, because I believe that it's a hell of a flight to Kazakhstan. Remember when we played someone in Kazakhstan a few years back, and it was a horrendous time to get to it. Did they not have to go through Russia or something? Can't remember. I can remember quite a few people going to the game. Yeah, I'm early this season, Rab, because I might actually watch the Hearts Aberdeen game, because just for the hilarity, due to the fact that, where is it? Isn't it this? Hear from the minority owner, Tony Bloom, as he speaks on his ambitious plans for Hearts. Tony, how much are you looking forward to? Wait a minute here, Tony. You're a minority owner. Do you know what I mean? It's like you've got 10 bob in the place, and you're running about calling the shots. Big man from England. I'm going to show you. We're Hearts. We're going to win the league. Fuck off, mate.
Experience of Tynecastle Park tonight. Yeah, really looking forward to my first time on Tynecastle for a game. I've heard that our fans are going to be very passionate. A full house here at Tynecastle, and a really big game to start the season in the league against Aberdeen.
So you've invested in the club now. What was it about Hearts that stood out? Because I know you spoke to other clubs, but what was it about this club that wanted you to invest?
Well, I've been thinking about investing in a Scottish club for a little while, and when I met Anne Budge, she really sold it really well to me. I started doing a bit of homework on the history and the fan base and the passion, and being in Edinburgh was also a big pull as well, and I really think that Hearts are going to start doing something special in the SPL, and I'm really pleased with how the pre-season started and how the recruitment has gone, from Graham and Derek, and it's an exciting time to be at Hearts fan.
You say something special at the same time. How do you quantify success this season, for example?
Well, I think hopefully we'll have a big improvement on the league position from last season, and I think if we can generally have a real chance of going for the title, really pushing this season, I think that will be a big success, even if we don't quite make it this season.
That's very bullish talk. The last time a team outside of Celtic or Rangers won the Scottish title was 1985.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I think it may take some years to actually win the
Whoa! Wait a minute, mate. Wait a minute. Hold the bus. You just said, Jesus, what is it with these fanciful? Yeah, I invested 10 grand in the house, and we were coming to take over. Right, let's rewind to what this geezer said, right? And I'm doing it purely out of hilarity because, I mean, that mob are we know what Hearts are, right? But this is what he said.
Rangers won the Scottish title
of going for the title, really pushing Celtic this season.
Going for the title. This is his exact words. The minority owner owns this much. It's like Paul the Tim coming out and speaking on behalf of Celtic. No disrespect to Paul, fantastic guy, and I don't know if he has shares in the club, but that's what it's like. It's like Paul the Tim coming out and saying we're going to win the Champions League this year. Fuck Madrid, we're going to win the Champions League this year. But this minority, they do highlight the minority owner said, we want to win the league this year. We want to wrestle it away from Celtic. Even if we don't quite make it this season, and you've got to look at his fit. You've got to give this guy his little bit of fame. This guy doesn't look convincing at all. Can we get this on the screen? Oh dear! And the new Romanov, I don't even think he's as good as Romanov. I really don't. This is the geezer up here. Yeah, it's on preview mode, that's fine. This is him here that's talking. It looks as if he's about to... It looks like... Do you know who it looks like? Him off a Police Academy. Do you know the crazy one? Anyway, that's enough of that ugly. We'll get him off the screen. You've got to say, I'm with you, fuck Madrid all the way out. Let's listen to a little bit more of the crazy talk for Hearts, because that's it. Fighting talks on, Celtic fans. Comrades, troops. This guy thinks that he's going to take away our trophy.
That's very bullish talk. The last time a team outside of Celtic or Rangers won the Scottish title.
Sorry. He's just confirmed that he's bonkers. He's completely bonkers. Let's get rid of that, and then we'll get another one up. I should have kept the two of them up. I don't know if he's a combination of Mr. Bean or if he's slightly just bonkers. We're gonna win the league. Ha ha. Looks like Dopey for Stowaway. I've not what he's a minor owner. It does say that in the thing. He's a minor owner of
1985. What gives you the confidence that Hearts can do that?
Yeah, I think it may take some years to actually.
Oh wait a minute! You just said 30 seconds ago you're going to win the league this year. Now you're saying it may take some years.
Win the SPL, but I think we
It's the SPFL.
be challenges. We've got to believe in ourselves that Hearts can actually really make a difference.
He's going to cry. It looks as if he's going to cry now.
Put in really good performances, and you know, if we can finish in the top 2, I think that'll be a really good season.
Mate, Hibs are above you on the table. Hibs are top of the table just now. I hope Hibs tank them this season.
The gap then, because Celtic and Rangers have massive crowds, their turnover's a lot bigger. How do you try and bridge that gap to make Hearts title challengers?
I think everything that Hearts do, they need to keep improving at every aspect of what they do at the club. The most important thing is recruitment of players, and also players coming through the academy. And I think that will be continuing improvement. And so I think Hearts will hopefully be improving year on year.
Year on year.
But I think that it's a smaller gap to close than what Union Saint-Gilloise had in Belgium.
He's talking about closing the gap already. Oh, that's the minority Hearts owner who's talking about closing gaps already. There's a warrant out for his beak. We shouldn't laugh at the state of our board. Does anyone know who this guy is? I don't care who he is. He's coming in and he's making fanciful comments about winning the league this year, and then he's double backing on himself. So I think that, you know, it's hilarity time. Back and let's face it. God, do you know what I mean? Hearts are never doing anything. They're absolutely rank rotten. They do have a good academy. I'll give them that. They've got an academy that's way better than Celtic's. And just saying. And it fucking pains me to say it. Anyway, when it comes to Celtic news, it's crickets. There's speculation about wingers. I'm not going to go into speculation at all. I just think I'm at the stage that Brendan Rodgers is at as well. Fuck it, just get on with the season. And when a player comes in, we'll get excited about it if he's a player of any standard. And why have Celtic not made the announcement? Why have Celtic not made the announcement today about a certain player from Manchester City who passed his medical last week? And he was even pictured at Celtic Park at the weekend in a Celtic tracksuit. Bizarre. He's not here for the football. He's here to fund the diets. He's I don't know what he's here for, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, what is going on at Celtic? And is Brendan Rodgers to blame? I'm not even going to go down that road. I'm starting to see a lot of this so-called Celtic media. You can see what's happening, and the knives are out. That's all I'm going to say. Deluded shareholder with a rotten manager to boot, says Paul Baird. Talking about the Benny Hill type character that is now part owner of Hearts. He's a millionaire owner. He's a millionaire owner. He's a billionaire if Hearts even get close to Celtic. They'll get pumped. They'll get pumped. Somebody said the next. We didn't announce it because of a stormy day. Because of the storm. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky. Don't tell me Celtic are actually going down the whole song route. And they got it over the tannoy so that Chris Sutton can hear You'll Never Walk Alone as the storm breaks in Glasgow this evening. You'll Never Walk Alone on the tannoy, ramped it right up to 100. You know, usually they've got it around about 20. Just ramp it right up. Line up to get rid of Rodgers. Come on, Paul. Let's have a night off. Rodgers is here at the end of the season. The cheap board is to blame. PLC and go fuck themselves. This is Duncan Green. That's just not right. It's getting ganged up on here. Anyway, Stephen Johnson's in the house, so give them to you, Stephen. When it comes to Celtic news this evening, there is sometimes they say no news is good news, but let's face it, at this time of the season last year, we hadn't really announced players. Now there is someone put out an article today, and knowing the way that Celtic work, it's an article from the origins of the article came from a publication. Fuck off with your adverts. Why do websites have adverts on? Anyway, the article came from a publication that's generally quite anti-Celtic. Now, they are going down a road where they're trying to dissolve blame of the board. They are trying to dissolve blame of the board to contract negotiations and transfers. I'm buying none of that shite. I'm buying none of it. Missed a few meds. You're a wido. When the missus away, we get the real buzz. Yeah, it's I can shout and just do things. She's not here to tell me to shut up. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, when you think about it, there's the Celtic media over the next couple of days, fan media that is, are going to go down a route where the blame game is going to start. And that comes from leaks within the power struggle that's going on. I'm just laughing at Jed Johnson's comment. Jesus. Oh dear. Anyway, Aberdeen do play Hearts tonight. Looks like the game is going ahead. Switch on. Is it on? About to be on the telly, isn't it? Let's switch it on and have a look and see. Watch the first 10-15 minutes. It's bound to be started, is it not? Yeah, it's 3 minutes into the game. Hearts Aberdeen. I'm going to switch it on the telly just to have a watch. See how the game goes. Because we do play Aberdeen next. That's the only reason that I'm going to look at it, is to see how Aberdeen are actually lining up and how they play away from home. Because that will give us a little bit of an indication on how they're going to play next week against us, which is an important game. Because it's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be an easy game next week at all. Come on. On the wrong app. There we go. Let's see what some of the comments are saying to it. Tam, she never watches Celtic videos. She's never watching this. She's at home with her mom and the family going, fucking fuck, I didn't need to listen to that shite tonight. I couldn't show my face, end up getting dropped off in Guatemala rainforest from an unmarked Chinook helicopter. What? Oh, the comment section's a scream. And the thing is Celtic news-wise, there seems to be an awful lot of the Celtic media concentrating on a team that has nothing to do with Celtic, and it's quite disappointing. And I'm not even going to talk about the article and its origins, actually, because there's a power play going on at Celtic, and the blame game has started. Even though that we're nowhere near that, I mean, we're still weeks away from the end of the transfer window. We're a full month away from the transfer window closing, and media, mainstream media and Celtic fan media are playing a blame game, and I don't like it. So I'm not even going to go into the whole fucking Peter Lawwell bullshit. It's nothing to do with Peter, leave him alone. I know it's nothing to do with Peter, do you know what I mean? Fucking, that's all they're going to get off of me with it. Right, let's get Sky Sports up. Is it on Sky Sports this evening? Aberdeen are playing. I have a funny feeling they're going to be happy this window closed. Heard it here first. I think we'll all be happy. I think it's. I said before a game. There we go. SBFL Live. I said before the season started at the weekend. I said I just want us all to get behind the team, because we never spent 20 odd million, nearly 20 million at this point of the transfer window last year. So expecting us to be on the ball this year was fanciful thinking by all those fans, really. Listen to this, and it's the truth. My missus went camping yesterday in the middle of the storm. It was sunny yesterday. The storm came today. The first qualifiers in 2E, it's everything to do with Peter. He's the common denominator for years at the stagnation. It says Chris. Let me get that up on the screen, Chris. Yeah, I totally get you, Chris. It's not him directly. He doesn't have direct access to the team as it stands just now. Do you know? So I'm not going to get into that conversation. I'm going to see how Aberdeen are playing early on, because this will tell us how they might play against us. McInnes, I forgot he's the manager of that Mankey Mob, isn't he? I need to go and switch the telly off through there, because it keeps on. Get some Velcro releases. The only way Brendan will leave is if he's pushed out by the boards. He's not going to leave early. I mean, people need to stop thinking that he is going to leave early. Yeah, I know. I think that game, there's a possibility that the Rangers game could get called off, postponed. Celtic can postpone one game, and because we're away in the European game, they could postpone the Rangers game, but they won't. But if it was to help them in any way, I would say do it. McInnes is a greeting-faced Mason. Yeah, he is that. Reschedule the game on the 23rd of August, the Livingston game. Oh, there you go, Michelle. Let me get that up on the screen. So Aberdeen are kind of playing a similar formation to what Celtic play at the moment. Yeah, it might be the Livingston one. Nah, we're not going to postpone anything. It's not Celtic style. If you start postponing games at this start of the season, it gives you a complete nightmare. But they're not going to. That would suit me, because I'm missing the Hun games at Chilpil. We're not going to postpone anything anyway. I can't see us postponing a single game, because there's not really any empty space between now and October to reschedule games. I'm going to have to go through. This keeps. take it, they've still got the reduced fan base allocation crap going on at Hearts. In all seriousness, they've put the manager who can get results. McInnes has inherited that Hearts team with players last season, plus 10 million in future investment. Good for Scottish football. What's going on? Sky's just... Oh, it's there, it's back. 1-0 Hearts. The goal must come at this point then. I need to go and switch the other telly off because it's delayed my viewing of this one. Thanks, Rayman. It's all about building community, mate, and I think that, do you know, whilst there are a lot bigger channels out there, I'm here for a long time, not just the good time. And I think that, do you know, that I think there is that gap in the market, and you've got to work twice as hard as some of the bigger channels. That's all I'm saying. And if you can never be outdone on a work ethic, and it's something that's, here come Hearts, this must be the goal. Oh, come on, stop fucking about. Oh, what a shambles. What a shambles Aberdeen were there. That was a shambles, wasn't it? Happy birthday, Shani, you fanny. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm trying to do. I mean, it is about that. You know, I mean, I'm just the guy that sits on this end of the screen, and I think it is all about community and building. And you'll get a load of other channels saying it's all about the community and everything, but to me, community is not something that turns up once a day. Do you know, your best mates aren't a lot of the other channels that are like the Huns and Baz, yeah, I keep them out. But they want the subscriber count, so they let them in for the subscriber count. So maybe if I'd let them in, they'd subscribe. Who cares? But now I think that when you have a community, is you've got your mates, and it's the same as anything in life. Do you know, you've got people that you can just connect with, and that are there for you 24/7 if need be. Do you know? And I think that when you're doing this type of thing, you have to go down that route. You can't play at it. Do you know, people play at it because they're getting paid to play at it. That's do you know, get a phone interaction to games going, Baz. I don't think you can a phone in type 1. I'd be going down the route of the Huns. I mean, I can get up to 8 or 9 people on live after a game. Is it 8 or 10 people? I think I can get up to 10 people. I mean, I could do like a Zoom call. After a game and get 10 people on screen. I can do that with this software, which is fantastic. So that's maybe a way to go down after it, because it doesn't matter where you are. If you've got access to some kind of social media platform where you can get in touch with me, and we can send out the link to people that are coming straight out of the game, that are on their buses on their way home. Do you know what I mean? That would be brilliant. Get 5 or 6 buses. Absolute mayhem on the buses going home after games. Oof, Jesus! Tell you one thing, that was a strike and a half, like. Keep them out. They're not part of the community. Yeah, nah, keep the Huns out. I wouldn't keep them in anyway. So, I mean, the block list on here is phenomenal. When you see it. I mean, that strike was something else. Like Aberdeen are woeful again. Aberdeen seem to be finishing the season. I can't say that because they beat us in the cup. Yeah, the sheep just hit the post. It was some strike. It was near the crossbar, wasn't it? I love blocking zombies. That's why I've got moderators on the channel, and it is just to block the zombies. Do you know what I mean? So, it is that. The Huns hate this channel. They're not getting battered. We have so many spanners to keep them out. I don't care. Block them and laugh at them. I tell you what, I'm impressed with Hearts so far. We need physicality in our team. Watching this game just reaffirms the way that Scottish football's going with the physical side of the game. And I think that's why Brendan Rodgers was wanting in the big 6'4". Fuck. How did that not go in? Aberdeen, how did that not go in? I meant to bet 2-2 in the Hearts game. I tell you one thing, 2-2 might be a good result for this game. Brian, who's making the point? Is Brendan Rodgers making a point with the... I never even spoke about that. Is Brendan Rodgers making a point about the fact that he kept certain players on the bench? It was a big shock when the likes of Arnie Ingles didn't get onto the bench on to start the game yesterday. Brendan Rodgers has basically come out and said that he needs to keep his best players. He needs to keep them fresh. He needs to keep them 100% fit for the Champions League qualifier. So is he making a point? Is he making a point to the board? And a lot of Celtic, rather than concentrating on that, a lot of Celtic media have went down the route of this has nothing to do with Lawwell. Now, why that's even come into conversation and at this time, do you know, it's unbelievable. Why are the Celtic media jumping on this and saying it's nothing to do with Lawwell? That's a power struggle. That's deflecting from what's really going on, if you ask me. 200 watching. I thought there was only a few hundred watched the video this afternoon. There was over 5,000. There's been over 1,000 people been on the live already, which is good this time of night. I get that now, thanks. No worries, mate. No worries. It's always good to just fill people in when they jump on. What exactly does Lawwell do for his money? He's a non-executive director, or is he not the is he not the chairman? Is he not the chairman? Is Benji ahead of Engels now in pecking order? No, Jamesy boy. Brendan Rodgers was just making a point that he needs to keep players fit for the Champions League qualifier, and I think he was making a point. Brendan Rodgers can't win the battle. There's no point. Counts for nothing, says Paul. I'm not saying that any manager that comes to Celtic, Paul, is going to have to piss with the same cock, as they say. You can only piss with the tadger you've got, and it doesn't matter who comes in and manages Celtic. Nobody's going to be able to, nobody's going to get the leeway that the previous manager got. I think that Ange got the 2 years because He was good at getting players in from the Japanese market. He knew that market, and he could get players in for 1 or 2 million quid. Celtic board are like that. Fucking dancer. We're absolute dancer. We're getting players in for 1 or 2 million. We could sell them for 10 to 15 million. And then Ange Postecoglou goes, well, why don't we bring in somebody at 10 million and we sell them for 20 to 30? Celtic board go, whoa, Ange, it's a bit above your pay grade, that kind of chat. Said no. And Ange went, well, fuck this, I'm away. Do you think that Rodgers' ego last season and his signings is a factor that affects transfer policy in this one? No, because he has no influence on what we pay. People need to stop blaming Brendan Rodgers for the price tag of players. That's not the way it works. Remember back to last season, and we're just going over old ground here. Look back to why we paid what we paid for Adam Ida. Look back to the transfer window before that. So yeah, modern managers are just coaches. They've no say in signings and barely anything else. Fergie fucked it for everyone with his control. Do you think that? I mean, Fergie was. Do you think that that's why boards in this day and age go down the road of trying to have directors of football, try to have not so much managers now as first team coaches? I mean, Ronnie Dyler was brought in as a first team coach. Wee Mitch, I've got to say thanks. The software that I'm using doesn't show me the super chats, and there's the super chat there. No, it does. Sorry, I've got to apologise for yesterday. Super chat for me. Have a beer on me. Thank you, Wee Mitch. I noticed that you gave me one yesterday. Oh, thank you for that. Can you highlight that on the screen? Yeah, you can, can't you? There. Big shout out to Wee Mitch and put a star on it. The software is actually better than the other one I was using. It is a lot better. Once it's just taken away. There was a bit of teething problems over the weekend. Just getting used to this new software. Hearts have got another free kick. The reason we pay high transfer fee is the board dragging its heels. Yep, of course it is. I suppose, however, most of last summer's signings started on the bench yesterday, apart from Aramida. Yeah, because Brendan Rodgers has come out and said after the game, he said, and the Celtic media aren't picking this up, that was always a free kick. See, this is the way that little prick Devlin always plays. And Brendan Rodgers came out and said yesterday after the game that the reason that so many of the first team players were on the bench is he needs to keep the first team starters that are going to start the Champions League game, the qualifier. He needs to keep them fresh, and he needs to keep them 100% fit. If we get 2 or 3 injuries before the Champions League, oh, the fuck did that come from? If we get a couple of injuries between now and the Champions League game, we're never going to get players in time that's going to know how we play and all the rest of it. So it's a game of chess that's currently going on at Celtic as Aberdeen come forwards. No shite. This is a meaty game, like. I mean, tackles are going in. I mean, is Inamura going to be... Look at the tackles that's going in this game. Is Inamura going to be up for this kind of tackling? That's all I'm saying. Jesus. It's not even quality football that's getting played. It's just... It's no wonder that folk down south call us a pub league. Because this is like Sunday football, this is getting played today. The tackles are unbelievable. Get used to it, Baz. Yeah, we're going to need to get used to it. Yes, Brian. Yes, I think that's 100%. Brendan Rodgers has a list of players, and it's his A choice, B choice, C choice, and then it's club choice. And I think that we're at club choice. That's my own personal opinion. I don't have any insight in that, but I think that reading between the lines and Brendan Rodgers is a very intelligent man. He's very intelligent. He's not some dumbass manager. Do you know? He's not some dumbass manager. He's very articulate at times that he needs to be, and he can articulate things in a way where he can be telling you exactly what's going on without telling you what's going on. Jesus Christ, how was that not a goal? That's the standard of this game. Agree, Yang is pissed now and forever. Joseph, what are you saying this evening? Here, Baz, we're going to put out the Champions League. Brendan Rodgers. No, he'll not. If we get put out of the Champions League, Brendan Rodgers will not go. He'll be here to the end of the season. Celtic would have to pay him off, and Celtic don't do paying off managers. They'll keep them till the end of the season. And if that does happen, if the unthinkable does happen, it's the fans I feel for, because it's back to watching football on a Thursday night. So if Kyogo was there yesterday, he would have started. If Jota was fit too, yep. Both of them would have started in the game. But you can't talk about ifs and buts. You've got to just go with the ones that you've got. You've got to go with the ones that you've got. Yeah, Hearts are they're starting the season the way that they always start. It's just kicking lumps out of everybody. And look, Shankland's still at Hearts. Yeah, the man that we're going to sell for millions and millions. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted Shankland, so he's had to stay at Hearts. The top striker that he is. That'll be a first if most of the support are in agreement. It'll be a first for a long time with a lot of things. Hearts like throwing themselves to the ground as well. Inamura needs to be on the bench every week because KT won't last 90 minutes. I don't think that Inamura is the answer, Chilpill. You put Inamura in games like this and he'll get battered for pillar to post. I think he's a season away from being a first team starter. Oofed. I tell you, Hearts are a shambles of a club having this silly little reduced away allocation. Edward thinks that the board will drag their heels before signing any more players. Nah, we've got one player that's meant to be signed. Why was it not announced today? That's the question that Celtic fans should be asking. Celtic fan media should be asking and saying, well, where is Puzzi? Because he was in the building in a Celtic tracksuit. He stayed at the hotel with the team. Do you know, he come off the team bus with the rest of the players. He's been here since last week. So why hasn't it been announced? Is it the embarrassment because it's a crazy loan signing, hash bash football? This it is, isn't it? It's a completely bonkers, just typical Scottish football game, to be honest. It's one that makes you think. I mean, how the Hearts seriously think that they're going to win the league? But who cares? Who cares about them? Wankland. We James changed the game yesterday. Chilpel, and it's a thing that is that an embarrassment that James Forrest at this late stage of his career is the player that's having to come on and make a difference? When you think about the players that James Forrest has been up against through his career, I mean, we should sit and do that. Is list every single winger that's came in to displace James Forrest out the team that have lasted maybe 1 or 2 seasons. And the fact that James Forrest is the man that had to come on yesterday and make a difference, don't know, it's weird. Shankland's rotten. Yeah, he is that, isn't he? Sevco couldn't afford his wage. Yeah, so he stayed at Hearts because he didn't have anyone else coming from. Every YouTuber is trying their best to spin some positivity out of this shit show of a window. Desmond is poo-pooing every signing, in my opinion. I'm not trying to put a positive spin on the window. I think it's a fucking shit show. I think there's a lot of the written media that are playing the game with Celtic because they've got to. Listen, you've got people that get a timesheet at the beginning of the season. Right, you're this week, you're that week, just to go in and sit and talk to Brendan. Do you know what I mean? And for me, personally, I would never take the channel down that road because Celtic have so much control over you. Believe it or not. So they decide when you get to go to a press conference. You don't get to go to every press conference. You get put into a ballot. And I wouldn't take the channel down that road. I wouldn't let Celtic ultimately dictate to what you can and cannot say and can and cannot use. You cannot use any video footage and stuff of the press conference as well. It's fucking nonsense. Celtic buy 2 wingers and put Dyson Maida up front, says Brian. I'm still worried that Celtic may lose Dyson. Oh, Gareth Roberts says Yang needs a pokey bum wank off his bird. Oh, the quality. Absolute fucking banter. Alistair says Yang is a good player. He just doesn't make anyone take on anyone, and that's what will let him down. If Brendan is an experienced man, why did Adam Ida play for 75 minutes? When you see Adam Ida, he won't score until he's off. I've said it before, Adam Ida will score 25 goals a season, but Adam Ida's not a first choice striker. He's an impact striker. He was an impact striker when he came into Celtic on loan. I will stand by that. I think that Adam Ida can score 25 goals a season, but I will also say that Adam Ida is not a first choice striker. Mikey Boy's waiting for the next Celtic merch launch. Is there a chance that it won't get announced? The guy from Man City? Nah. There's a technicality holding the deal up from being announced. Maida was rotten versus St. Mirren. Before they're even attached. Oh, Jesus. He's tossed him onto the bus for the first game. Michelle's got it in one. We shouldn't have been relying on a 34-year-old to come in and change the game for us. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. But no, you've got to go what we've got at the moment. And until that changes, do you know, it's like Paul Baird says, the manager's never winning the power struggle at Celtic. Even in the warm-up, James looked buzzing. There was many players that looked buzzing in the warm-up. When you look at Luke McCown, he's just... And I've got to say, I'll still say it, I think that Rio Hatate, do you know that Rio Hatate was fantastic yesterday for me. Just my personal opinion. I seen people saying in the first half, Hatate's shite. But Hatate's passing and his range of passing and his positioning and the technical side of the game was absolutely fantastic yesterday. And his enthusiasm for the game is what's different this year. He looks motivated. He looks highly motivated for it. There was none of this Rio Hatate walking back slowly. He was at pace with everything. He picked up the game. Do you know what I mean? Last season you would get Hatate and he would be like, fuck. He would kind of be like shrugging his shoulders like this, walking back, like pissed off. Do you know? But no, yesterday he was right up for it, which is good. And he's been like that all pre-season, so hopefully this is his season. Geez, we're going to jump through these. Yeah, he's an impact player, Michelle. He's definitely an impact player. Why didn't we play Shin Yamada? Because I think that Brendan Rodgers wants to keep him as a surprise package coming into the Champions League games and the Rangers game. You can't get Shin Yamada, Arne Engels injured, and this might go against the grain for a lot of people, but I can understand Brendan Rodgers' mentality. I can understand what he's thinking, and he's not thinking about yesterday's game. He's thinking about 4 weeks down the line. He's thinking about 2 games in the Champions League. I need my top man in the midfield that costs the most, because he can turn it on in the Champions League. I need to keep Shin Yamada under a bit of cotton wool, because the rough and tumble of the SPFL, when he gets hammered before this Champions League game and the Sevco game, so you've got to keep some players at this stage of the season, because we've not got the depth of the squad. That's why I think that Brendan Rodgers kept it. Didn't know that Fergus McCann had a train bus pass. I seen the photographs of that, right? And I think that was disgusting. Celtic should have had him picked up at the airport in a chauffeur-driven car. Dermot Desmond is an embarrassment to our club, allowing the guy that built that arena to be a bus wanker. To be a bus wanker and get the train and buses into the game. He should have been picked up. There should be no expense spared when it comes to Fergus McCann watching Celtic. I'm sorry, but there should be no expense spared at all. I mean, it was good for the fans. You know, they got to see him on the train and that. But for fuck's sake, Celtic, if you want to act like a big club, act like a big club. But that yesterday was acting like a wee club. Do you know, and allowing the man who saved us to make his own way into the game on a bus and on a tram. Come on. Really? They probably charged Fergus a ticket and all. Exactly. Unreal. Terrible way to treat Fergus. Total embarrassment. Chilpel, it was. I didn't talk about it yesterday. I was going to mention it yesterday, and I thought, do you know, I didn't want to take away from the buzz of the game yesterday and everything. McStay should have picked Fergus up in a taxi. I bet you McStay got picked up at the airport by Celtic coming in for Australia. But anyway, Fergus was driving the train, lol. He probably fucking owns the train line. Absolutely agree, Braz. We owe him everything. We do. I mean, you can have your... I still have my reservations about the way that he went about things when Wim Jansen left the club. Jed Johnson, he had to make his own way. He had to make his own way into the club. He was pictured. It's all over social media. He was pictured on the train and buses coming into the game. Console seats. Do you know? Not even a supporters bus. And the thing is, if he had got in touch with any supporters bus, they would have popped into Glasgow city centre and picked him up and drove him in. They would have had him up and carrying him in. Legend. Do you know what I mean? But it was absolutely... It was terrible. Terrible. Should be a statue for Fergus. Yep. We should have a stand. Which stand should be the Fergus stand? It should be the North stand. It should be called the Fergus McCann stand. It's the biggest stand. The biggest stand has to have the biggest influence and the person that had put the club on where it is, the position it's in today. The foundations came from him. Do you know what I mean? So it should be that. Huns would have made 10 in a row. How's that? Henke would have been long gone. He's a fucking millionaire. He is a millionaire. Should be the South stand. Do you think so? The main stand? The Fergus McCann stand? I think it should be the North stand, because that's the stand that's been there the longest. And it was the stand that he built first. Do you know, it's the stand that he built first, so I think it should be that. But it's all about appointment. It was Fergus's choice to be a man of the people. I could see that, because he was a man of the people back in the 1990s, really. He stood there with the rebels. Do you know what I mean? He proclaimed himself as just a working class millionaire, if there is such a thing. Not like the millionaires these days that come fucking down in their Lamborghinis and say that they're going to change the world. Or if you're Hearts minority owner, say that you're going to win the league. Maybe Fergus wanted to go with the real fans. Yeah, I get that, Joseph. Maybe he did want to go with the real fans and went, fucking Tories on the board? You fucking kidding me? You're the fucking Tory waggles. Fucking wait a minute, where is it? Where's the bonnet? Fucking show those fucking Tory bastards. We go full on Bunnet style. They could have provided transport. If they want to rename the stand after him. Get Fergus in the Green Brigade. I don't think that would go down too well with Fergus. I don't think he's Green Brigade material, to be honest. I don't think he's really Green Brigade material. That was well before his time. And he's meant to be looking at the Green Brigade and thinking, you never needed that nonsense when I was in charge. Just saying. You never needed that nonsense when I was in charge. Tonight, I'm going to be... Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to be Fergus McCann. I don't look that fucking old. The guy with the bonnet done it. He did that, didn't he? He did that, and he was an absolute allergist. The Fergus McCann jungle. Now that's got a ring to it, isn't it? And a bunch of old geezers. Fergus put 2 million of his own money in. True story. Yep. He did that. Fuck off. Oh, Jesus. Yang and Ida are rotten. Hearts just scored again. I'm not growing a tash. The ball comes out. It's not 2-0, is it? My screen keeps on freezing. Ball in, Shankland at the back post here. Area that he's always in. Oh, he's coming inside now. It's in the middle. He's got loads of space. Nah, it's not then. Don't forget he made 50 million. Yep, he did that. Glad her cooker is cooking his shite. Where's the razors on the hot bars? Oh, jeez. Right, anyway, we've been on for an absolute... Been on for ages tonight. Let me just do... What is that? Oh, Jesus. Someone's in boss mode. Just seen this goal now. Anyway, that's enough of that mob. We're winning 2-0. Switch it off. That's enough. I've seen enough. Don't need to see any more of that lot. Don't need to see any more of that lot. Let's get some of the goals. Shankland score with a Lego heat. The reason we aren't spending... offside. Is it offside? I've just switched the telly off. Don't care. The reason that we are spending money because of our flop signings, either trusty Engels 26 million purely spent on the board. Now don't trust the scouting department. Hence big Benji, Tierney and Amura, sadly. I think that you're going to get a shock towards the end of the window. I think there's a lot of fans going to be going, oh, fuck, we've just spent fucking 20 million. I seriously do. I think that we're going to get a shock before the end of the window. Celtic are never going to go offside. You look like you're for Dundee. Right, where's my there we go. That's better. Back to some normality. Anyway, cracking goal with the old fella, but it was offside. No luck. Shankland. Anyway, right. I need to get. There's far too many screens on this now. Bonkers. Big shout out to where is it? Wee Mitch. Big shout out to Wee Mitch for his super chat, £10 super chat. Such a fantastic guy. Anyway, Celtic news wise, there's nothing new. Head of Newcastle. Oh, who cares? Why is there so many of the Celtic... Why is there so many of the Celtic media written blogs, online blogs, talking about fucking Sevco? I'm not going to call them Rangers, and they call them Rangers. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if it's you got to call them Rangers. No, they're not fucking Rangers. They died. Stop talking about them. They're irrelevant. Anyway, how to get me grumpy before we go. Potential penalty. Fucking starving kebabs spring to mind. Ooh. I'm not that hungry. I've had food earlier. Anyway, that is me done and dusted for tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic to have yous all on board. Baz goes scouting with that cap on Lorna. For Celtic, somebody needs to go scouting for them, because I'll tell you one thing, the scouting department is caught sleeping. Anyway, thank you everyone who has been on board tonight. There has been an amazing 1,500 folk on the live this evening. An absolutely fantastic number, especially for a Monday night. I might start doing watch-alongs for other games on that other channel that I had for last year, the Meltdown channel. I don't know if you might be interested in that. Steady doing them on the Celtic channel. And then that way we can get the odd... Nah, fuck it, just stick to Celtic. It's too much hassle. Have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are. Fucking cough. Up the reb, says Mark. He gets the last one of the evening. Have a fantastic evening wherever you are, all around the world.